Hello, I'm Dr. Judy True, Editor-in-Chief of the New Gastroenterologist, and I'd like to welcome you to Private Practice Perspectives. With me is Dr. Vasu Appalaneni, who practices at Dayton Gastroenterology and is the Executive Vice President of Clinical Innovation at 1GI. As the Executive Vice President of Clinical Innovations, Dr. Apollonetti leads the artificial intelligence technology projects throughout the 1GI Management Services organization. She is here to share with us what physicians and business leaders should be considering about the use of AI in their practices. Welcome, Dr. Apollonetti.
Hi, thank you, Judy.
So tell me a little bit about Dayton Gastroenterology and how you became lead of the AI projects at 1GI.
Yeah, Dayton Gastroenterology, we are one of a single specialty GI practice in Dayton, Ohio. We've been an independent practice for more than 25 years. I joined Dayton Gastroenterology in 2008. And a few years ago, I was looking into where do we go? Where is the industry going? Where is healthcare going down the road? That's how I got interested in um, artificial intelligence and its technologies. During my MBA at Kellogg Northwestern, too, I focused several projects on AI applications, including a course, what we call AI Applications for Growth. Trying to learn, we as a practicing gastroenterologist, we understand what are the problems. These are all the use cases. How do we solve them? That's what I focused on. It gave me a great leverage, and that's what brought me and the leadership at Dayton Gastro and also 1GI. 1GI is our parent company. They saw the value, what I could bring to the table, and how I could bring these projects together so that we all could benefit. That includes our staff, the physicians, and ultimately the patients.
So we hear a lot about how physicians can use AI to improve clinical care, like what you just mentioned. What do you use specifically, and what has your experience been like on the clinical side?
There are several service areas where we have integrated AI tools. For example, computer aided detection, one topic where we have used GI Genius, and we integrated in all of the endoscopy suites that we have locally in Dayton Gastroenterology, as well as several other practices throughout 1GI. We have seen the improvement in adenoma detection rate as we integrated these technologies. So that's one area, for example. Other one is ambient listening technology. For example, AI Scribe. This has decreased the time that we can spend on the computers and focus more time on the patient. I mean, I love it as I use it. When I go into the patient's room, now I'm not trying to remember what did they say and all that stuff. I can have a honest, authentic conversation with the patient, directly looking into the eye. I'm not looking into any computer. So this technology listens to our conversation and brings the salient points. By the time I'm done with the patient's interview, I will have my note generated. At 1GI, we also have implemented AI technology in revenue cycle management, in data analytics as part of a AI platform, a layer that sits on top of our EHRs. And once the integration is done, we could run the data for whatever question we have. For example, who are the patients that are having a no-show? And how do you predict and learning what are the social determinants of health, or what are predicting this patient may go to the ER or other reasons. You can, whatever use cases you have, this technology trying to mine our data helps figure out all of those questions and help solve some of those problems. So I'm optimistic and hopeful we could deliver much more better care as we understand these patterns and predict who are going to be in trouble or may need emergent care, and how we can implement technologies so that they don't reach that point.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds fantastic because that was the biggest issue, right? Is burnout in physicians, especially with EHR. So it sounds like you're really harnessing AI to help reduce the administrative burdens, which is fantastic. What should practices think about when considering how to implement AI?
Right. I mean, I feel it's a positive momentum that the early career physicians are having at this time. I feel like this is the right time to be in healthcare field. It's evolving as we are seeing right in front of our eyes. I mean, when some of my mentors said, in the olden days, the golden days of medicine were different than before, but we saw a different way, and the next generation is going to see a completely different. How much of this AI is good for us or not so good for us, that's what we are trying to still learn and be the leaders in that. I definitely believe AI governance is an important tool, and having a clinician, a physician, as part of that disciplinary team, whether it's a data scientist, a business administrator, and a clinician, it does help because we all have different perspectives that we bring to the table. That clinical expertise, that domain expertise is needed. This is what I would recommend when we are piloting in different places. Try to find people who believe in the technology. Let them try it by themselves so they can tell and educate the local physicians. That's how I looked at as I'm implementing these technologies. Also, when we are finding a product or a vendor or a service vendor, there could be great product, but sometimes they may not have the best customer service. I have experienced that too.
One final question is what advice would you give our early career physicians in terms of just getting started and learning about new AI technology out there?
There are so many venues to learn the technology, what's available out there. Industry collaboration, I think, is extremely important. Trying to work together with the industry, depending on what your area of interest could be. And I think our societies have done a fantastic job too. All of the societies, ASG, ACG, and AGA, and even at the recent DHPA meeting, we were trying to forecast on private practices, how do you leverage AI? So there are different ways. I think there are tremendous opportunities at this time. It's just the time is limited. So where do you want to focus your energy as an early career physician? You're trying to find a niche, what you love. My advice to any young person is do what you love what you do, because that's when only you can sustain. If we continue loving what we do, is there a reason to retire?
Thank you so much, Dr. Apolloneni, for taking the time to share with us your experience with AI.
Thank you so much for having me too.